Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to bring you another charity shop haul. But before I do that, the last charity shop haul, I think it was, I showed you this book. It's what they call a stock book, and I filled it. And it is for holding postage stamps, but they're little pockets. And I was going to make myself something similar to this, but at £4.50, I thought, I'm just going to use what I've got. So I've been busy putting my stamps in. It's got these lovely pages. I might rip that out and use that. So I've got loads of stamps and I hadn't realised. So I received some stamps in Happy Mail quite a while ago. And I arranged them all in this. And I had a different colour in each drawer. And I had them in like a Ziploc bag. Now I've taken them out of there. I can use that for something else now. So I thought, oh, well, that makes sense. So I have kept to having them in a sort of a colour order. That sort of makes sense for using it. And it's great. I can see them all and I know, you know, what to go from. And then, so after doing colour order, then there was just randoms. So they all went randomly. And then I had, I put Christmas together. I had lots that were still on the envelopes. I kept them. My mother-in-law sent me all of these stamps and they've all got the Queen on, basically. There's a few that have got other members of the royal family, but mainly it's the Queen, going back to the 50s when she first reigned, through to where they updated her photo then. I haven't got any right up-to-date ones. So they were cool. So that's all the Queen. Again, I've grouped them into ones that are the same. And then these next pages are some stamps that I bought in an antique shop. Cost me £3. And you will see I got loads for my £3. I've got all of these. These are Queen Victoria stamps. Which one you can see better. So these are 1p red stamps. I was so delighted. They're not really worth anything. I did look them up, don't you worry. Got some lilac ones, so all different. And then going through to later members of the royal family. I've got a few that are unused. And we've got Princess Di there. We've got commemorating Mark and Anne Phillips there getting married. So that's well old. They got married on my day after my birthday. I remember thinking, oh, cheers for that. Got married on the 14th of November, but back in 73. I was only annoyed because that was like, well, I'd have probably had a party that day and I couldn't because everybody was glued to the telly. And then we've got some stamps from like British territories abroad. So we've got Malta, Ceylon, which is now called something else, I can't remember. We've got British Guiana there. I think we've got some Hong Kong. We've got something else that's no longer exists, that's changed. British Honduras, there's Hong Kong, Bermuda. So, you know, quite a lot of old stamps there from, oh, that's the Solomon Islands there. I love it. It's just so pretty. I mean, I know I love purple anyway, but that is a pretty stamp. I like it. And then we had some American stamps in it. So we've got George Washington and Benjamin Franklin stamps. And I did look them up and they're quite old. So that's quite cool. And I did look them up and they aren't worth very much money. So, you know, I was quite happy with that. I got about 30 of one and about 50 of the other. Some stamps that were still, again, stuck to envelopes. I've left them on there because I might use that in a project. And then these, I've no idea. They're from Berlin. I mean, I don't know if that's a stamp in itself or if that goes on a stamp. Anyway, shed loads of them, absolutely shed loads. And then we just went into, I think these were American. These were just, they're embossed. They're really, I really like them, but they're, no idea what they are. Really, that one says 6p and that one says 1p. No idea what they are, but I liked them. And then we've got other countries here. More other countries and more and more. And that, they kind of just, yeah. So I think these are all unused. These ones are brand new, unused stamps. There's no franking on those. So I put them separate. I think a lot of these look like, well, they've got tiny little postmark there in the corner. So quite like them. Massive, 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 massive. So cute. I love these Chinese ones. Really, really like. So yeah, that's them all in it. So that's all my stamps now. And I have actually got some. Oh, I thought, oh yay, I've done it. Done them all. And then I've got this lot to do. So I think this was a set I bought off Etsy. It was like, oh, it'd be a good thing to have some stamps. I bought a load off Etsy, and then I just kept buying. So yeah, so these need to be put in, and I got these. So these were from a charity shop. Love these. 50p. So these are all botanical, but they're all flowers. That was easier, wasn't it? So they need to go in as well, but I like the different shapes. So they have still to go in here, but I still have oodles of space. And then what I've done is from the back, I've put in some of me cut out Tracy labels that are already, and I think these are Artie Mays tickets, I think. So I just thought it was like, this would be a better way of having them stored. And I looked up the price of these, and you can buy them. They sell them in many, many places, but not this many pages for £4.50. So this was a bargain. So very happy with that, and it sits on my shelf nearby. Right, so now let's get on to my charity shop haul. So this is massive. Look, it's filling the screen there. It's very dirty. Got a nice little leather spine there. It's quite battered and what have you. One of the charity shops I go in, their vintage books are £1. All of their vintage books are £1. All their other books are like 10p. And so I thought, oh, I like the look of that. I just saw the edge bit like that. I saw it was massive. I did think, oh, is it a ledger? I kind of went, is it a ledger? No, it wasn't a ledger. But what it is Picture Post. I haven't looked up Picture Post. I presume it was a weekly magazine. This is from January 1949. I think this is January the 8th, and this is number 2. So I think number 1's missing. It does look like it might have been pulled out. And then if we just flick right to the end, I haven't got the whole year. Flick right to the end, and the date on the last one is June the 25th, 1949. But look at these adverts. I mean, it's a magazine, so it's a weekly magazine, I'm assuming, called Picture Post. And it's got all these lovely, lovely magazines. So they're all from 1949. So I just thought these are cool. I think they might be out of copyright. I've kind of done a little bit of Googling about adverts in magazines, and I think I'm all right with these. Because that was 74 years ago. So yeah, great little adverts. And then there's some really, actually, historically, look, that's the Marx Brothers. There's some really, really good articles in there, some lovely pictures which I could use. So is the middle class doomed? Well, so yeah, but it was the adverts that drew me, and then I'd probably use some of these things as well. But you know, each week we have oodles and oodles of adverts, and there we go, just lots and lots, and some wonderful little pieces of history in here. Yeah, that's really interesting to look at, and see what journalism was like back there as well. But we've got these adverts, so I was very chuffed with that. For £1, you can't go wrong. Look how many adverts I've got. And here we've got the Arcades of Leeds. Now that's still there. That's really interesting that I've just opened up there. I'm sure that one's still there. They've definitely got a beautiful ornate arcade in Leeds. So unless they've had multiple ones, 6 of them run through the heart of Leeds. So maybe not all 6 are still there. I don't know. Might be some people watching that live in Leeds and can tell me. But that's grand. So there we go. That, love it. So I got that, and then I've been away for, I got that just before I went away the weekend. Well, I've been away for longer than the weekend. I've been away for like 5 days. Went to Scotland for a family wedding, and yeah, so we went up to, so this is a story about Lord Melbourne. I think this was in a charity shop that had a box outside for £1. Everything £1. Yeah, £1. And so it's not massively old, 1930. But Lord Melbourne, very interesting. So he was Prime Minister when Queen Victoria was on the throne, if I'm getting my history correct. And they had a very, very close relationship. Yeah, Queen Victoria, present Prime. So, yeah. Yeah, because there we've got all about Queen Victoria from page 222. So I've watched Victoria and Albert. That's what I know about history, is watching the stuff on the telly. So yeah, of course it's all true, just like the Crown. So yeah, I liked the prints. I thought, oh, I could use those, they would be useful. And yeah, nice old book. So that was £1. Also in the same little thing, I went to Glasgow, and we went, so the wedding was in Falkirk, and we went to the Kelpies. We obviously had the wedding. We went around Cole Ross, which is, they did some filming of Outlander there, and then we went to Berwick-on-Tweed on our way back to Annette to stay overnight with Ed's dad. So we were with him on Father's Day. And so these were from Berwick-on-Tweed. I didn't successfully find anything elsewhere. So this is a Countryman camera from 1844 to 1914. So I just thought this would have some interesting pictures, and it does. Some very interesting pictures, which they haven't got a shine on, which I love. So these could be made into postcards, or maybe some of them into faux. Look at those two. How brilliant is that? And yeah, some of them are quite big, but you know, these would easily be postcard, you know, pretend family snap. So just a great little look back on years go by, I'll put, you know, and there'll be bits of this that I'll read. So yeah, that's what I liked about this. So yeah, I thought that was a good buy for £1. What else did we get in there? Oh, I got this one. So this is Masterpieces in Colour. It's a whole series of books because I did look it up. And so this one is an artist called Bellini. So again, this was £1. There's a little book plate there dated 1909. So that's pretty cool. And I was trying to find out if these are out of copyright. And but because they've got these beautiful pictures, and they would just be gorgeous to scan and turn into journaling cards, and to not actually wreck this very nice old book. I love all the pages are ripped, you know, they're not beautifully cut. They've got lovely wide margins. If I did end up that I had to cut it up. It's a lot of lovely pictures like that, and I like the fact that it's got all these age stains on them. So lovely pictures in there, and I would prefer them reduced, which is another reason for wanting them to be scannable, because I'd like them reduced in size because they're quite large, really. That reminds me of those exercise balls that you get, those big ones, which I'm sure that's not, because it wouldn't have been invented back there. Just, yeah, nice pictures, liked them, worth £1. And then the last purchase in the £1 box was this one, Silver Wedding, of the Queen's parents, the late Queen's parents. And I've got loads and loads of royal memorabilia and stuff, books mainly, and some commemorating the coronation, his coronation, I think the Queen's coronation. I've got loads, absolutely loads. So I do intend to make a royal, look at that, how cool is that, journal, or 6. I've got so many. So this would be lovely to have some great pictures in there that can be used. These pages could be used just as they are in the journal. I love the fashion, just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Lovely pictures, just beautiful. Beautiful. The Queen on her birth. Oh, look at that colour picture. Oh, now that's stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Love that. Love it. So, yeah, that was nice. And what I got excited about was tucked in this book was a newspaper from December the 16th, 1948. And it was what is now King Charles' christening, which I thought was really uncanny because they were celebrating his official birthday at the weekend as well. So I just thought that was very, very cool. And yeah, and again, lovely adverts there. So I thought, what a find this was. So more pictures from the christening there, and adverts in the newspaper. So they're very cool. And I remember I was laughing about this. I was looking at it at my father-in-law's house. I was looking at this. Children thrive. Oh, you can't see. It's not in shot there. Children thrive on Viril. And this is a malt extract specially refined animal fats, eggs, sugars, glucose and orange juice with added mineral salts and vitamins. That is virile. A concentrated food of proved growth promoting value. We did ask my father-in-law if he remembers having that, and he went, well, I'm not sure if it's that, but it might have been something similar, but it tasted disgusting. So Kit Kat was around back then, and yeah, so anyway, so we had this conversation about this old newspaper and how excited I was, and he said, I'm sure I've got some old newspapers, Jez. I went, really? He said, yeah. He said, may not be as old as that because I couldn't read then, he said, but I have got some old newspapers. I'll go and have a look. If you want them, you can have them. I went, I would love them. Anyway, he couldn't find all of them. He found he found two which were of family interest, that aren't that old. But he found this one, and this is so exciting, and I was nearly shaking. He said, oh, I didn't know I had this. And this is from 1914. Now, my father-in-law isn't that old, before he was born. So this is Wednesday, the 8th of August, 1914. Germany declares war on Great Britain. I mean, what a find. What a find. So I'm sure he'll go looking for other papers, but this, just an amazing piece of history to actually find. And there's not a lot of pictures in this. It is, well, I guess there wasn't back then. There is a little map there of England, Germany, France, etc. A few little adverts. As Ian said, I wouldn't be able to read this. And I mean, I can't read it. The print's so small. I don't know how they did it. But, and the quality of the print isn't, you know, as good as we have now. Some of it's worn away, but that could well be the age. But it's just brilliant. And what's down here that I like, that I've just noticed, is there is, get it up there, the cheapest advertisement. So you've got a little bit there about how to place an advert in the paper. This is the Northern Echo, and again, I'm assuming that I can scan that, because that would be a nice little something in a journal. Some nice adverts, and yeah, I mean, that to me, I would have never read a newspaper like that. That's like, and it's massive. Oh, we have got some pictures. So wall pictures from far and near. So this is how London received the proclamation by the King. So lots and lots of very unclear photos, but you know, that's what they were like. Nurses leaving the War Office, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, London, Darlington. Well, it was the Northern Echo. Yeah, and then on the back page, whereas we traditionally have sports on our back page, there's this advert for Skegness, which is quite iconic. This Skegness little advert. So yeah, holiday reading. So yeah, that is my finds. So this was a wonderful gift. And then I've got that newspaper as well, and my books, new magazines. So yeah, hope you enjoyed seeing this, and yeah, I will bring you a little haul the next time I do one. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.